Hi everyone. So now we are planning to discuss minimizing the number of states of a DFA. In my previous session on compilers, we learned how to convert ENFA to DFA. We also learned how to convert NFA to DFA in one of the previous sessions. So now that we have a DFA with us, now let's learn whether we can reduce the number of states of our DFA that we have encountered. Okay, so how to minimize the number of states of the DFA? I'll give you a very simple tips to do this problem. Okay, so what you need to do is, now this is a table that I've drawn here is of a DFA. It's the DFA that we just constructed in the previous session. Okay, so how many states are there for this DFA? 5. A, B, C, D and E. I marked the accepting or final state with circle. Now this is a transition table of a minimized DFA. So our task here is to convert a DFA to a minimized DFA. We have to reduce the number of states of the DFA. Okay. So now let's learn how to minimize the states of a DFA. So first step, what you do is you divide the states of your source DFA into two groups. One group containing only the final states and one group containing non-final states. I repeat, you divide the states of your source DFA into two groups. One group containing all your final states in it and second group containing all your non-final states in it. So which are the final states in the DFA? E. So make one group of state E. Which are the non-final states of your DFA? A, B, C and D. So make a group of those states as a second group. So I have two groups now, right? Now what you need to do next is, for each of the input symbols that you have, you need to check whether these groups can be divided further. How to do that? So now I have these two groups. So just focus on one group at a time and let's try to divide it as much as possible. So capital A is a state, right? So this state A on input symbol small a goes to B, but B is also lying in the same group. Great. A on B goes to C, which is again lying in the same group. If the target state to which this state on an input symbol belongs to the same group, we need not have to divide it further. I repeat, if a state on an input symbol goes to a state in the same group, then this group doesn't get divided because of that particular use case. So capital A on small a goes to B, which is in the same group. So no operation. Capital A on small b goes to C, which is again in the same group. So no changes. Now go to the next state B. B on small a goes to B, which is in the same group. B on small b goes to D, which is again in the same group. So for all input symbol transitions for B, those are also going to the same group. So the group doesn't get divided. Okay. So on input symbol A, all these states on input symbol A doesn't go to a different group. So I'll again explain to you all this. I have A, B, C, D as the non-final states. Capital A on input symbol small a goes to B, which is in the same group. So no operation. B on input symbol A goes to B, which is again in the same group. C on input symbol A goes to B, which is again the same group. D on input symbol A goes to B, which is again the same group. So on input symbol A, all these guys goes to the same group. So no changes. E on A goes to B, which is a different group. But since it is only one state, a set with one state cannot be divided further. That's why no changes. Now let's go with input symbol B. So with input symbol A, nothing changed. So I have copied it exactly here. Now A on input symbol B goes to C, same group. B on input symbol B goes to D, again the same group. C on input symbol B goes to C, again the same group. D on input symbol B. So D on input symbol B goes to E. So D on B goes to E, which is in a different group. So D gets separated here. If a state on the input symbol goes to a different group, it has to be separated. If a state on the input symbol goes to a different group, it has to be separated. So in this we saw that all these states on A went to the same group. Here we saw that of this, D on B goes to a different group. That's why D got splitted up. Clear? Now again we'll check whether this can be splitted up. A on small a goes to B, same group. B on small a goes to B, same group. C on small a goes to B, same group. So this group on A does not get splitted up. So that's why I didn't write it here. Now we'll check whether this group can be splitted up on small b input symbol. So A on B goes to C, same group. B on B goes to D. So B on input symbol B goes to a different group. That's why B gets splitted up. C on input symbol B goes to C, which is the same group. That's why it does not get splitted up. C remains with A. So of these three states, B on input symbol B on input symbol B was going to a different subgroup. That's why B got splitted up. Okay. So now the only group with more than one character remaining is AC. Check whether it can be splitted up on A. Check whether it can be splitted up upon B. So A on small a goes to B, which goes to this group. C on small a goes to B. So both these on small character A goes to same group. So it doesn't get splitted up. A on small b goes to C. So it goes to this group. C on small b goes to C, which again goes to the same group. So A and C on small a goes to the same group. A and C on B goes to the same group. So if you are going to the same group, it doesn't get splitted. But if the entity is going to a different group than others in that group, then it gets splitted up. So that means A and C we tried. It cannot be splitted on A now. It cannot be splitted on B also. So this is the final split up of the subgroups. So now as a last step, what you do is find out one representative from each subgroup. So I select A, I select B, I select D, I select E. Select one representative from each group and draw a transition diagram here. Okay. So now since I have selected, so just note them down here. A, B, D and E are my states. So A, B, D and E. So now since I have selected A as a representative of this subgroup, if you find out any C's over here, replace it with A. The first step is A, B, D, E. So just copy A, B, D and E. Just out of 5 rows, just copy 4 rows here. Then if you encounter C here, replace it with A, because I am replacing C with A. The reason being I am selecting A as a representative in this particular subgroup. Okay. So in place of C I write A. So this row is not there anyhow. In place of C I write A. That's it. So this is how we minimize the number of states of a DFA. I'll explain to you all again. The very first step is divide the states of your divide the states of your DFA into two groups. One group containing only the final states of your DFA. Second group containing all your non-final states of your DFA. So I've done that. All these non-final states I grouped into one, all final states I grouped into another. Then check for each of the input symbols whether any state in a subgroup goes to a particular subgroup which is different from the subgroups to which others in the same subgroup is going to. So if a particular state on the input symbol goes to some other group which other than the states in its subgroup, then separate it out, because that particular entity is not going to the same subgroup where others in the same subgroup are going to. That's why we are separating it out. So all are not in sync. That's why we are separating out. So this is the first step of separating final non-final groups. Okay. Now let's take one input symbol at a time. Let's take input symbol A. So A on A goes to B, which is same group. B on A goes to B, which is same group. C on A goes to B, which is same group. D on A goes to B, which is same group. So all these four states on input symbol A goes to same group. That's why it doesn't get splitted up. E on A, where is E on A going to B? So E on A is going to B, and since it is only one state in a group, it doesn't get split up. So now we saw that on input symbol A, none of these two subgroups splits up, because all of them on input symbol A go to the same subgroup. Now let's check whether using B input symbol whether these states can be splitted up. A on B, now we have to check A on B. So A on B goes to C, this group itself. B on B, so B on B goes to D, which is the same subgroup. C on B goes to C, which is the same subgroup. D on B, so D on B goes to E, which is a different subgroup. So what you have noticed here, A, B and C on B are going to one particular subgroup, but D on B is going to a different subgroup. A, B and C on input symbol B goes to a particular subgroup, and D on input symbol B goes to a different subgroup. That means this particular state is going to a different subgroup other than other states in its subgroup with input symbol B. So D is not going with A, B and C. A, B and C on input symbol B goes to a particular group, but D on input symbol B goes to a different group. Since D goes to a different group, we have to separate out D. Since D is going to a different group and as compared to ABC, I have to separate out D. That's why D gets separated out here, because D is going to a different subgroup other than ABC. ABC on input symbol B goes to this group, but D goes to a different subgroup. So D is not going with ABC. That's why separate it out. Now we have these three. Let's check whether these three can be separated out using A and B. So A on small a goes to B, this group. B on small a goes to B, this group. C on A goes to B, this group. So all these three on small character A goes to same group. That's why those don't get splitted up. That is the reason I didn't mention it here. Now A on B goes to C, this group. B on B, so B on B goes to D, which is a different group. And C on B goes to C, which is the same group. So A and C on B goes to same group, but B goes to a different group. I repeat, A and C on input symbol B goes to same group, but B on B goes to different groups. That means B is not going in a group where A and C are going. B is not going in a group where A and C are going. So separate out B. Now check whether A and C can be separated. A on small a goes to B, this group. C on A goes to B, this group. That means A and C on input symbol A both are going to same subgroup. That's why it cannot be splitted up. Now check A on B. A on B goes to C, this group, and C on B goes to C, same group. So A and C on input symbol A goes to the same subgroup, and A and C on input symbol B also goes to the same subgroup. So on input symbol A and input symbol B, both of them goes to the same subgroup. That's why they cannot be splitted up. Finally, you select one representative from each. So I selected A here, B, D and E. So just write 4 rows. Delete the row number C. And since I have selected A as a representative for C, wherever there is C in this table, replace it with A. So C you replace it with A. C you replace it with A. That's it. So the final state, since we are selecting one representative, final state is E, which was again one state here. So this is how we have to minimize the number of states of the DFA. So this is the algorithm for minimizing the number of states of DFA, which I just explained to you all. So input is the DFA that we get of M states. Okay, input is a DFA that we get with a set of states S. M is the DFA. Okay, S is the states of DFA, and sigma is the input symbols. So what are the states of the DFA? States of the DFA are A, B, C, D, E, and this entire thing is M. Okay, and sigma is the input symbols, small a and b. So the reason I am explaining opposite, because it's always easy to learn the example first, and after you learn the example, if you know how to solve your problem, then I correlate my algorithm with that, because learning theory directly is very tough. So that's why I always follow the opposite approach. I explain my students the examples first. Once they are 100% comfortable with how to solve the problem, then you have to go to theory, so that I can correlate to them the theory points with the example. Then they learn theory better. Okay, so that's my approach. So now I'll just correlate this example with the algorithm. So I have this DFA that we have as M. This is the states. Input symbol sigma is small a and b, input symbols. Okay. So transitions are defined for all the states on all the input symbols. S0 is the starting state, F is the accepting states. So accepting and final states are one and the same thing. So while I was explaining to you all, I explained E as a final state. E is also an accepting state. Accepting state and final state is one and the same thing. Clear? So I have A as my initial state or a starting state. So what is the output that is expected? Output that is expected is a DFA accepting the same language as what M accepts, but it should have fewer states as possible. So output DFA over here needs to accept the same language what this guy accepts, just that it needs to have lesser number of states. Okay, and how do we go about doing that? What was the first step did I mention? I have to form two groups, a group of non-final states and a group of final states. So let's do that. So first step is saying construct an initial partition pi of the set of the states with two groups, the accepting states and non-accepting states. That's what I said. The very first step, create two subgroups, a set of final states, set of non-final states. Clear? Now what was the next explanation that I gave? Now that I have two sets, for all the input symbols I need to find out if there is any state which on that input symbol goes to some other group other than its peers, then we have to separate it out. If you find that any of these states on input symbol A is going to some other subgroup other than what the other guys in its subgroup are going to, then I have to separate it out. If all these on input symbol A goes to only specific subgroup, then I need not have to separate it out. But if there are some states in it which on a particular input symbol are going to different subgroups, then I need to split it out. Right? That's what I explained here. So let's try to see the theory part of it. For each subgroup G of that pi partition, what to do? Partition this G, partition the subgroup into subgroups that is divided such that two states S and T of G are in the same subgroup if and only if for all input symbols small a, states S and T have transition on A to states in the same subgroup of pi. Okay, so you're partitioning G into subgroups such that two states S and T of a subgroup G are in the same subgroup if and only if for all input symbols they go to a same specific group. If they go to a different subgroups, that means they have to split it up. If they go on all the input symbols to the same subgroup, don't split it up. That's what have been mentioned here. So do it for all subgroups. For all subgroups, if all the states in that subgroup go for all the input symbols in the same subgroup, don't split it up. But if the elements in the subgroup go to different subgroups on the same input symbol, split it up. Point number 3 says if pi nu is equal to pi, that means after I keep on doing splitting up the subgroups, if the new subgroup that you get, new series of subgroups, if it is exactly same as the previous series of subgroups, I'll show you the example. Now this is pi, this is pi nu, then this becomes pi, this becomes pi nu, this becomes pi, this becomes pi nu. So each new subgroups that you get becomes pi nu. After I computed this particular pi on input symbol A and this particular pi on input symbol B, I found out that there are no changes in the subgroup. This subgroup doesn't get splitted up further. So that means my pi becomes pi nu. So mark it as pi final. So in this example, this is pi final because subgroups cannot be broken down further. Okay. So then after subgroups cannot be broken down further, what you will do is choose one state from each subgroup. Choose one state from each subgroup from pi final, because pi final is a set of subgroups which cannot be broken down further. So you are supposed to select one state from each of the subgroups. So let S be the representative state, and suppose on input symbol A there is a transition of M. What is M now? Source DFA. There is a transition from state S to state T on input symbol A, and let R be the representative of T's group. Okay. Then M dash, that is a target DFA, is a transition from S to R on A. That means I select S as a representative from one group. I select R as a representative from T's group. Now this is very simple. See, suppose there is a transition from S state to state T. Okay. In the source diagram, suppose there is a transition from state S to state T on input symbol small a. Now if I select S as a representative from S subgroup, and if I select R as a representative from T subgroup, since I select R as a representative from T subgroup, I don't have T anymore in my target DFA. So that's why he's saying, suppose there was a transition from S to T earlier, and after I minimized the DFA, I selected R as a representative from T subgroup. There is going to be a transition from S to R now on input symbol A, because I am selecting R as a representative from T subgroup. So in the example, if I want to show, A was going on B to C, but now that we have eliminated C, what is the representative that I had selected from this C's group? A. That's why A on B goes to A. Simple. A was earlier going to C, but C I eliminated. But since I selected A as a representative from AC's group, I am replacing C with A. So he is saying A was earlier going to C on B, but now A goes to A on B. That is because I am selecting A as a representative from C's group. Clear? Finally, he is saying if there is a dead state. What is a dead state? Dead state is a state which goes to itself. Dead state is a state which goes to itself and which is not a final state. So after you all draw this particular DFA, if you all find any state over here which goes to itself on all the input symbols, I'll give you an example. Suppose A on input symbol small a goes to A, and A on input symbol small b again goes to A. If a state on all the input symbol goes to itself and it is not a final state, then that state becomes a dead state. I repeat, if any state on all the input symbols goes to itself and if it is not a final state, then that is a dead state. So I'll give you an example. Suppose A on input symbol small a was going to capital A and A on small b was going to capital A. Since that state on all the input symbol is going to itself and it is not a final state, A will become a dead state. But which is not true in this example, but I'm just giving you all an example. What is a dead state? Dead state is a state which on all input symbol goes to itself. Dead state is a state which on all input symbols goes to itself and it is not a final state. So we have to supposed to remove it from the minimized DFA. Also, if you find any state which is not reachable from the start state, also remove it from minimized DFA. I repeat, also if you find a state in the minimized DFA which is not reachable from the start state, remove it from the minimized DFA. Okay. So this is the algorithm and this is explanation to minimizing the number of states of DFA. I will explain to you all how to convert eNFA to NFA without E states in my next session on compilers. So in my next session on compilers, we are going to learn how to convert eNFA to NFA without E states. So how many conversions have we learned till now? eNFA to DFA, NFA to DFA. The only conversion left is eNFA to NFA without E states, that we'll see in the next session. Thank you.